day 6, game 3. We are in Dallas, Texas for the Texas Rangers. Neither Dan or I have been to this stadium. He's been to the old one. The old one is right over there. I don't know if you can see it yet to the right. But there it is. Here's Dan walking up. We came down here last night and did a exploratory pub crawl of the area just for purely scientific purposes. It's pretty nice, and you're going to see it when we get in there. They have a nice area. I think the Braves is maybe a little bit better, but overall it's a good experience. So we will show you that area in just a few moments.
All right, howdy partners, Dan Beer here. We're at stadium number 3, day 6, Global Field in Arlington, Texas. This is actually the only one of the stadiums on this whole trip I haven't been to yet. But we're gonna have a good root time here.
Dan Beer in the house. Ride 'em cowboy.
It's Outlaw.
This is Dave with the Texas Outlaw. Post-game action. Being live. Texas. Pretty crazy here. Pretty crazy. You reckon we can get a beer?
I don't know. It looks like it. And this is for a day game. Can you imagine what it's like for like a Cowboys game?
Crazy, crazy, man, crazy. This is the view from upstairs in the entertainment district at the Globe Life Field. It's pretty cool. The giant screen TVs and all the bars. It gets really packed here for an evening game. This is an afternoon game, so it's not as crowded, but still pretty cool. What do you think, Dave?
I think this place is awesome. Like, every stadium should have something like this. It's not like to the level of what the Cubs and the Red Sox have, but it's really nice, and it's like 95 degrees out. We're going to show you guys pictures of what the outside looks like. It is well done. Cheers to the Rangers.
Cheers. Been to a lot of Major League Baseball stadiums, but I have to say, this place has the widest hallways. It's nice because, you know, a lot of times you get in these stadiums and you can't get by people trying to get food and everything, food and beer. Here it's like super wide, super nice. They got the carousel of shirts here, which is pretty cool. Just pick whatever one you want. They make it for you right there. You could probably even get a Beer 69 jersey. So this is the walk-in into the stadium. Pretty cool place.
It's Arizona Diamondbacks.
Kind of a little bit of a casino vibe here. But we're very happy that the roof is on today because
It's brutal outside.
really hot and really humid.
We got to get a beer. Pub crawl stop number 2.
But this place is pretty cool, I'd have to say. I have ordered the garlic knot sliders. This is a specialty here at Globe Life Field. It looks like indigestion on a stick, but we will give it a try. Globe Life Field is the place to be. Get that garlic knot sliders. Got quite the crowd here tonight, this afternoon. Looking forward to a good game here. Go ahead. Looking forward to the game. View from the rocking chair seats on the second level. You can fall asleep in these seats, let me tell you. Especially after having a few beers and maybe like 5 pounds of food. You really fall asleep here. What do you think, Dave?
I like to rock. Yeah. No, I like it here. I love rocking chairs. This is awesome.
This is killer.
Moments up here in the concession stands as fans got to try new ballpark foods.
View from our seats. Pretty nice. Upstairs, but right behind home plate. Pretty nice location.
Welcome into Questions on the Golf Course, presented by Play
Looks like the fans are starting to fill in a little bit. A little, light on the fans. Afternoon game against the terrible Chicago White Sox. But, it is what it is.
Thanks to our friends at PlayScore. All right, Chris, what year did the Texas Rangers make
there's the meatball sliders.
Was it A, 2005?
Pretty sweet.
B, 2010, C, 2011, or D, 2015?
2010.
2010 is correct.
Well, game's over, so I reckon we'll go on over the watering hole and have another beer. Cowboy up here in Dallas, Texas. Actually, Arlington. Drinking the beer. This live Texas area outside of the Globe Life Field, and AT&T Stadium is awesome. You can see the party atmosphere. It's a Thursday afternoon, and they got the party atmosphere going. So we're having a good time here, and we'll see you in Houston.
Okay, this is the Rangers scoring video. First, the stadium. Dan gave it a score of 8. I gave it a score of 7. We both were pleasantly surprised.
Yes, this was an awesome stadium. It's a new stadium. They've done things right. Super wide hallways. All the seats have very good view. It's just an awesome stadium.
Yeah, it looks like a big hangar when you're walking up, but it's actually super
best
super
of
cool.
all, it has a retractable roof, so it was indoors during the 95-degree summer heat.
Yeah. Cost-wise, Dan gave it a 6. He thought it was fairly affordable. I gave it a 4.5. That could have to do with what we had, which will come up next with the food. For food, Dan, you gave it a 7. What did you have again? You had like everything.
I had the meatball garlic knot sliders. They were highly recommended, and they were well worth it. They were excellent.
What else did you have?
That's all I had for food at the
You had
stadium.
part of my food. I gave you some.
Oh, I always have part of your food.
Yeah. He had, so I got chicken tenders, buffalo chicken tenders from Pluckers, which was recommended by someone in the line when we were going in. And I have to say, like, they were a little bit dry. The sauce was a little vinegary. And, I'm a little bit, I don't want to be a snob about it, but it could have been a lot better. It wasn't cheap either. Surrounding activity. So they have this thing called Texas Live. It's a bunch of indoor, it's all indoor, and you could go outside. They have beer gardens, but it's like all these bars and restaurants. And Dan, you gave it an 8.
Yeah, it's halfway between, well, a little bit closer, but it's halfway between AT&T Stadium where the Dallas Cowboys play and Globe Life Field where the Rangers play. And it's an indoor facility. Everything's under one roof, and there's just bars and restaurants everywhere. And it's just an awesome scene. They have really large screen TVs in the middle where you could see, 10, 20 different games at the same time. It was just a really great vibe in there.
Yeah, we went there the night before and checked it out, and then we went there the day after. The only thing I marked it down a little bit for is it could have had a little more variety. And lastly, the crowd vibe. This is both pre and post and at the game. Dan, you gave it a 9.
Yeah, before the game, it was an afternoon game, keep in mind. Before the game, there wasn't much activity, but after the game, it was just amazing. It seemed like it was more crowded than the baseball game itself. And then we found out that there was a country concert in AT&T Stadium. Some guy named Morgan Wallen, who, I've never heard of before.
I call him Mark Wallenberger.
But he has a huge following, and they love to party.
Yeah, before the game, it was kind of just average. The game itself, they were it was a good crowd for an afternoon game, I'll say. People were super friendly at the Rangers. After, it was out of control. It was a great time. We met a couple guys that are doing what we're doing, but they're doing it a couple games at a time per year. We talked to Country Girl. We talked to the Texas Outlaw. We talked to a ton of people at this, and everybody was super
And
friendly.
how did Country Girl spell country?
She has a problem with spelling. Hopefully, the video will show how it was spelled.
Yeah, she forgot that the word country has a letter O in it.
Yep. So, and the Morgan Wallen fans, they got props. They really like to party. So the overall score, 69, and so that moves the Rangers into first place.
Beer 69.
Signing off.